What if I told you this dragonfly wreath started as a cooling rack from Dollar Tree? Let me show you how I built the frame and brought this dragonfly to life. For the base of this wreath, I am using a cooling rack from Dollar Tree. It measures about 16 inches long by 10 inches wide. I'm going to start by cutting along the third wire from the side. And yes, you'll notice the little feet on the rack, but that's totally fine. We're just going to keep those towards the back of the wreath where you won't see them. Now cut those pieces of wire sticking out so they are flush with a long piece of wire. Now, originally, I planned to keep the wings the same width as the top part of the body, which is about 3 wires wide. But once I started building, I realized that was just a little too full. So I ended up trimming those down to 2 wires instead, and you'll see that change here in just a minute. Then for the lower part of the body, I'm cutting another section that is 2 wires wide. Now I'm going to move my cutting mat out of the way here so you can see everything a little bit better. For the wings, I did trim one of the sections in half so I can attach them to the body at a slight angle. Next, I'm attaching plastic canvas to each section using 4-inch zip ties, and then I'll trim away the excess canvas so it matches the shape. Now for the body, I have 2 sections here. For the bottom portion, I'm cutting it down to about 12 inches, since we don't need the full length of the rack. So for the top section of the body, make sure you're using a piece that does not have the little feet, since those can get in the way when we attach everything together. Before connecting the 2 sections, take a moment to line them up as evenly as you can. Try to match up the wires and also line up the holes in the plastic canvas. Those are what we'll use to secure everything together with the zip ties. Once these are attached, the full body will measure about 24 inches long. So after doing a little experimenting, this is where I decided to trim the wings down to just 2 wires wide. Once the plastic canvas is attached, I'm going to start with the bottom wings. To position these, line the bottom wire of the wing up with a second horizontal wire on the body. Make sure it's centered and then secure it using zip ties, going through the plastic canvas on the wing and then through the plastic canvas on the body. I like to add a second zip tie along the top edge of the wing piece as well, just to keep everything from shifting. Now for the top wings, these are attached a little differently to give them that slight angle. So just to make things a little bit easier, take that flatter side of the wing piece and attach it to the front flatter side of the body. I'm starting just underneath that first horizontal wire and securing it with a zip tie. Then, to create that angle, I'm not going straight across with my next zip tie. Instead, I'm moving down a few holes in the plastic canvas and over just slightly toward the outer edge. That one small shift is what gives the wing a more natural angle instead of sitting flat. I'll add one more zip tie along the side to hold everything securely in place so it doesn't move around. And then I'm just going to repeat the same process on the other side. So the horizontal wide stripe mesh that I'm using is actually about 10.5 inches wide. So I'm cutting this into 10.5 inch pieces to make nice even squares. If you're using a different mesh that's just 10 inches, cut it at 10 inches to make it square. So the petals for the left side of the wings and the petals for the right side of the wings are going to be facing in opposite directions. So we're going to have different versions for the left as we do for the right. So for the petals for the wings on the left side, we're going to start by turning your mesh into a diamond shape with the curl side facing up. You want the factory edges on the top right and bottom left. Now bring the top corner down to meet the bottom corner to form a triangle. Then bring the left side over to the right, but don't go all the way. Leave about 3/4 of an inch to an inch of space. Now rotate your petal so the top point is off to the right. Flip that corner under, and while holding that folded edge in place, scrunch the top of the petal from the corner over to the folded edge. This gives you one flatter side and one side that has a really nice swoop. Secure it with a zip tie, keeping the petal right around 7 inches from the tip to the tie. Then trim off your excess zip tie and mesh. For the right side wings, we're going to mirror that same process. Again, start with your diamond shape curl side up, but this time your factory edges will be on the top left and bottom right. Now bring the top corner down, then fold the right corner to the left. Again, leaving a little space instead of going edge to edge. Rotate your petal, scrunch it down the same way, and secure it with a zip tie at about 7 inches. Once you've made both sets, you'll notice the petals naturally face opposite directions, and that's exactly what we want for the wings. For each side, you'll need 6 purple petals and 4 turquoise. Now I'm going to use a Sharpie to mark where I want to place my petals on each wing. Starting with the upper left wing, I'll make my first mark just in from that outer wire. I want to leave enough room near the center so the inner petals don't overlap. From there, I'm spacing my marks about 1 3/4 inches apart as I work outward. You should end up with about 5 marks, with the last one sitting roughly an inch from the edge. Then I'll repeat the same pattern on the bottom left wing and then both right wings. To start attaching the petals, I'm using a 6-inch zip tie and securing it around the outer wire at my first mark. I'll come through the plastic canvas, skipping one hole and bringing it through the next, just to anchor that zip tie in place. Then I'll lightly close the zip tie to form a loop, place my petal inside, and tighten it down. I'm starting with a purple petal, placing it so the swoop faces downward. Then I'll add another purple, followed by a turquoise, another purple, and finish with a turquoise towards the center. From here, I'll continue attaching petals in the same way along the other 3 wings, making sure all of the swoops are facing downward for a consistent look. Now for the body, I'm going to use the lolly petal. Start by turning your mesh into a diamond shape and bringing the top corner down to meet the bottom to form a triangle. So to find the center, here's a quick little trick. Fold one side over to the other and give it a pinch. And while keeping it pinched, flip it back so the corners are back on either side. Now from that bottom corner, measure up about 4 inches and really give that a good pinch there. Then give it a scrunch on either side, just pulling it in. When you bring the side corners down, don't take them all the way to the bottom. Leave about an inch from that bottom corner. This keeps the petal rounded at the top instead of forming that bowl shape. Then secure it with a zip tie, keeping it about 4 inches from the top of the petal to the tie. For the very top of the body, I guess the head, I made one slightly larger, about 4.5 inches. And then I'll gradually make them smaller as I go down the body so it tapers naturally. For the smaller petals near the bottom, I'm cutting the mesh down to about 5 inches, making a square and repeating the same steps, just on a smaller scale. So in the end, you'll have a range of sizes, from larger at the top to smaller at the bottom. And that's what gives the body that nice tapered shape. Now we're ready to add the petals to the body. I'm going to start at the bottom, placing my first zip tie about 1/2 inch from the end of the form and adding the smallest petal. From there, I'll continue working my way up, placing each zip tie as close as possible to the previous petal so they stack nicely on top of each other. As I go, I'm also paying attention to where the wing petals meet the body, staggering my zip ties slightly so everything lays smoothly without bunching. I'll keep building upwards using gradually larger petals and finish with the largest one at the top, again placing that zip tie about 1/2 inch from the end. Now to cover that top zip tie and the plastic canvas, I'm using a couple of Christmas ornaments that I painted with black satin acrylic paint. I've removed the metal caps and I'm going to hot glue them right at the top, placing them close enough together to hide everything underneath. So I'm using a thin black pipe cleaner and I'll fold it in half and glue it right between the ornaments. And then I'll curl the ends to give it that finished look. And that's it. Our dragonfly is complete. I hope you enjoyed creating this dragonfly wreath with me today. If you decide to make one yourself, please share it with me. I would love to see it. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss what I create next. My name is Patty Davis. I'm with Crooked Tree Creations, and I'll see you in our next video.